Hello, and welcome to my OTSL game versus James Hawkes, who I will be facing as the USSR. And James is a very highly rated player who I have faced 3 times, and so far the score is 2-1 in his favor. So I hope that I will have a chance of equalizing our head-to-head score today. And the best way to do that will probably be striking at Europe with socialists, especially when I see defectors in my hand. Marshall is annoying, but at least that means that he will not be headlining that, which is highly useful. Cambridge here is a alternative headline, but it's pretty weak, since it only helps if he has Asia, which is not very probable. So let's just go for socialists and strike at Italy. Mm, his best headlines are containment, purge, and Middle East. If he headlines Middle East, I have nothing to do to stop that. I don't have Nasser. If he goes for a containment, then I just hope for a good roll in Italy. Purge is the most problematic one by far, because then I'm not sure if I should even try going for Italy. But maybe I could. Okay, let's start with the obvious one and see if there is anything to talk about, because maybe he will go for something slightly less invasive than Purge. I think I should try Queen Italy with Comecon no matter what he has. There's, there's, unless he headlines DAC or CIA and denies me the right to Queen Italy at all. Romania? Oh. Oh. Um. Well, that's a that's a perfect combination, actually. That's the perfect combination. Because now I don't even have to coup Italy to get a domination. Okay, let's think it through. If I do something like that, he gives me Romanian, and I coup Italy, then if I roll a 2 or 1, I'm screwed. If I roll a 3 or 4, it's fine. If I roll a 5 or 6, it's great. So I have basically 1/3 of a chance to screw this up. On the other hand, if I do something like that, then I can take Europe domination with 100% certainty, and then, well, then I probably will not get Italy. But I have other matters to attend to. So this is definitely the safest option and the most boring one, perhaps. But I suppose it's the correct one. Because, like, this is a chance to just grab 5 VPs and be done with it. And if I quit Italy, I have 1/3 of a chance to completely screw this up. And if I am to roll highly, then I will gladly take that roll in Iran, Pakistan, Malaysia. Yeah. I think I should go for it. Okay, so start of this game is pretty interesting. Hmm. Of course, now the goal is to play special before he repairs UK, but I don't expect him to do that soon, because Europe is scarred, so why would he take UK back? Especially without NATO. Now playing Marshall looks more like an option. Because I may need those ops in Middle East and Asia more. And I managed to get rid of Europe immediately. Okay, so Lebanon doesn't require my immediate answer, of course, because he surely doesn't have Middle East. That means I can focus on Asia. And it is tempting to coup Malaysia. I think I will go for it. Give it a shot. Great. Because because I don't have any access cards, so the payoff of potentially winning Thailand access is huge. And I am not going to miss that. If he doesn't repair his stuff in Europe, I think I don't want to give him Marshall. So I could also try spacing it. Especially when I don't have other cards to space, so I could fight for that 2 VPs. Huh. East European unrest for influence. Breaks Malaysia, enters India. Reasonable. So now we both have access to Thailand. It's pretty reasonable to just grab it, I think. DEFCON is 3. I mean, DEFCON is 5. It is not 4. So I could just take it. And then if he coups successfully, I can coup back. Well, I am the one who has the China card, so I think I'm in a decent position to fight for Thailand even now. So if he wants to coup, then please go for it. Like, he doesn't have China, he doesn't have Marshall, because I have it. He doesn't have nuclear test ban because it's gone. He doesn't have Purge because he would have headlined it. He probably doesn't have US Japan either, so cool. I think I should coup now to force him to make his stance on Thailand clear. So I think I will go for it in Pakistan immediately. Okay. Because what I don't want to allow the situation in which the DEFCON is high at the end of turn, and he gets to coup Thailand without seriously my response. Exactly 6. Exactly 6. Okay, I guess I'm just taking it back with the China card, but that's pretty unserious. Okay, he rolled the only thing that granted him violence, so that sucks. I guess my last AR will be overprotecting Thailand to not give it back immediately and entering Syria to get presence in the Middle East. But this is seriously painful. I will take it with Formosan. If he wants to play the China card, he will have to give it back to me. And also there's a chance I will hold defectors until turn 3. So yeah. Okay, so now my priorities will be entering South Korea, maybe queuing Iran and trying to get to Pakistan or India, uh, taking Iraq and Saudi, entering West Germany. Those are probably my go-to goals right now. It's weird for me that he went for Romanian instead of Olympic Games or East European unrest, or even nuclear test ban. That's a very, not only risky but also probably suboptimal play. Why don't you use one of your cards? I think that was strictly a mistake on his side. On his part, I don't like it. I don't like this play. You probably shouldn't do that unless your hand is absolutely terrible. And he even had independent red, so it's not like he was playing around the chance of me having independent reds, and so he wants to get rid of it ASAP or something. Okay. Um, Vietnam is pretty bad. I mean, it's terrible, it's just useless. In the Pakistani war is promising, but I have to hit that. US Japan is probably unplayable. Suez Crisis is a fine card. Middle East scoring is not something I wanted to see. And I don't know where the purge is, so there's a chance I'm getting purged. Not nice. Is there a chance that in the Pakistani war will get better? Do I coup Pakistan? I have to lower the DEFCON into something. So maybe that's Pakistan. What do I headline? I could also go for in the Pakistani war and then see if I want to go Pakistan. He has the China card, so in the Pakistani war in India would be great compared to Pakistan itself. I don't have good cards to cool Laos or Indonesia with, I think. I will probably have to play defectors for ops. I don't have a good headline, so maybe in the Pakistani war is the way to go just because of that. Let's try it. Alright. Yeah, of course. Okay, so I have to do something. And now I think it has to be Iran. And it's probably with US Japan. I need a huge card, and giving him Marshall now is too much. Cool. Okay, so Malaysia roll was cool, but other than that, it's a disaster. Now he's surely taking Iran now, and if he's able to, if he has another 4-up, he's taking Iran and Egypt too. And I have no response to that, so I'm just dropping Middle East for his domination. The question is, do I let him take Libya before that by entering West Germany to get access to France? And I truly don't know the answer to that. Well, maybe he can't really take France and Libya. Because if I enter West Germany, he has to take France. So he can't really take France and Libya because he doesn't have a 5-up. And also DEFCON is still at 3, so if he enters Iran, I may go Iran. And and hope for a better roll for once, but I don't know. Because there is no world in which I am getting Middle Eastern domination. There's basically no way. Iran, of course, and what? West Germany? Panama. Because even if I roll a 5 or a 6 with Suez in the Middle East, in Iran, he just takes Egypt. Well, but I can equalize it, and that's something. I guess I will try it, I have to. Yeah, nice. Okay, so... Well, okay, nothing to do about that. I will just drop the Middle East and then try to figure out something with my other cards. Because now he's probably taking Iran and West Germany, unless he takes Iran and Egypt. And he doesn't have a 4-up. That would be nice if he didn't have a 4-up, but I somehow doubt that. Well, but if he had a 4-up, he would have probably taken West Germany as well immediately. So maybe he actually doesn't have NATO or purge. Yeah, that makes some sense. So maybe he just takes Iran and Egypt, and then I enter West Germany and South Korea. Then he takes France, then I drop the Middle East, and I cry. I guess that's the best I can hope for. Sad. Well, I can still drop Distal. I haven't seen that yet, so maybe that's the card that will give me some advantage in this game. Also, much depends on the location of Purge and Blockade. And he still didn't go to space, so there is something to be said about spacing, but I probably don't have time for that this turn. Yeah, I don't think I can afford that. Because South Korea needs taking. Yeah, okay, so now that's Iran, 2 to Egypt, and 1 to West Germany, and. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, he allowed me to enter West Germany and get access to France. That's interesting. Of course, going to Angola has its reasons, but. Okay, they go. So at least I got some access to Algeria. Yeah, let's give him the Middle East for 4 VPs, because Iran is his. Warsaw Pact. Probably doesn't matter. I guess let's go for something like that. I can still fight on the battleground count, especially if I don't give him Marshall. The question is, do I play Defectors and Containment for Ops? I mean, I play Containment for Ops last turn. The question is, do I play Defectors for Ops or do I Space Marshal? I would love to Space Marshal here, but I just have to take Algeria. I'm not giving up that for free, that's for sure. So, yeah. Yeah, I think I have to. And on my last AR, I will probably just take South Korea. Yeah, makes sense. And let's take South Korea. Taking Algeria is not ideal either. The problem is that CIA is somewhere around, but since I have the China card, then maybe I can suffer through it. And UN is still in the deck. So, yeah, I should be fine. There are many crucial cards left. Okay, he had Blockade. And... oh, yeah, sure. Makes sense. And he does that. Okay. Okay, that's nice. That's a good redraw, except for the Middle East, which is not even tragic because I have 5-year plan. Okay, so that's actually a very good one. I like it. And he got Fiddle and Korean War, which means that if I purge him, he will have to give those to me. I mean, he can hold one of them. Oh no, he will not hold any of those. He will just UN one of them. Okay, so that's great. And the only headline I see for him is... no, okay, there are CIA and captured Nazis, but both are pretty harmless. So I think I'm going for Purge. It could be huge. Well, he has many one-ups, so maybe that's not that huge. But if Distal gets defected, I'm cooked. And Olympic Games is unplayable because DAC, and Middle East is unplayable because I'm discarding it with 5-year plan. So it's basically Purge or Nasser. And both are good, by the way, both are very good. I don't even know which one is better for me to be defected. What do I do with Colombia too? I probably have to coup Colombia, right? Okay, let's purge, I think. Capture Nazis. Yeah, I have to quit. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so if he doesn't, what do I do if he enters Colombia? Because if he goes Algeria, then it's easy. But yeah, of course he doesn't. He enters Colombia again and takes Nigeria, which is a good play by him. It's annoying as fuck, but okay. Then I guess I don't care about Nasser. Because if I'm discarding Middle East, then I don't care about Nasser, right? Then I can just waste it. So let's coup Nigeria. Let's coup Colombia with Nasser. Or maybe I coup Nigeria with Nasser and then I let him have Venezuela and I distall to other countries. Hmm. Or I can coup Colombia with NATO and use that as a source of diesel fuel. Or I can coup Nigeria with NATO and use that as a source of diesel fuel. Quitting Colombia with Nasser probably just makes the coup go longer. And I don't like that. Yeah, it's too random and I have ops advantage. I should use it in a smart way. So I should coup Nigeria. Can I coup it with Nasser? I need ops to spread. I don't want to give him Marshall either. I need at least a 3. It's a 2/3 chance of success. I think I will go for it. Okay, that's good enough. So now he takes Venezuela if he's able to, which is not 100% obvious. And I probably distall no matter what. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. CIA. He enters Venezuela. Cool. Okay. That's probably the play, right? Yeah, it is. It's probably the play. Uh, yeah. If he wants to, I mean, his his hand is relatively weak, and he's also purged, so he doesn't have many ops. So there's a case to be made to fight for Venezuela. But the thing is that if he doesn't have enough ops to take Venezuela immediately, he probably doesn't have enough ops to both take Venezuela now and enter Mexico. So I'm kind of fine with letting him have Venezuela and taking Mexico for myself, especially because I have no presence in Central. Okay, that's weird. That's a weird one. That's curious. That's interesting. He has UN. Why didn't he use UN? Does he also have Deco? Maybe he does have decal. I don't know. Okay. I think I will try to grab Europe draw for forever. So I will give him Marshall, I guess, but since since he got captured Nazis, then there's the value of going to space now is a little bit less than it was earlier, so I'm not that huge on doing that. And he has NATO anyway, so that's also not a factor. And my last layer will probably be taking Argentina and Chile. He went with what? Decal? Yeah, he got decal. Which sucks on one hand, but on the other it's also pretty... Thanks to it I got Fidel, so that's not that bad. Do I do that or do I break Venezuela? Yeah, I do that. I want... Europe is as much of a factor in this game as South America is, so let's just be done with it. As much as it sucks, because now of course he's going to Nicaragua to threaten Cuba realignments, and he doesn't have MILOPS, so I don't want to coup that or enter Haiti, so then I have to break something to stop him from realigning for free, so I will have to go to Venezuela. So there's a case to be made to go there immediately, but I don't think it's worth basically giving up entire Europe, which I would have to do, because obviously I can't play the China card, because then discarding Middle East would not be an option. Hey, that worked. Good. Okay, let's go for Venezuela and get rid of the Middle East. Okay. This turn was huge for me. This turn was very, very, very strong for me. I am very glad about it, because now I'm in this game in a much better position than before it. Okay, he realigns anyway, that's kind of reasonable. And he succeeds immediately. So, yeah, Fidel is gone. Hmm. Interesting. So, Asia is probably my headline. I have 3 scorings. Yeah, this is not a very good hand. Ugh. I probably need to start with a scoring, so I don't end up stuck with 3 of those. And then there is my turn to coup something, if I'm able to. Which will have to be Zaire or Angola. Basically, it's a must. And it can be Zaire, since then he can't really realign me out right away, because he has to take Venezuela back. Yeah, I think that's fine. So let's go for Asia, because not much will probably change there. That's very bad. Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, I don't really have good discards to that. But second of all, I don't have much time to resolve all my problems. Do I drop Alliance or Latin? Or East European, I think. I can drop East European and rest. Okay, at least I am out. Okay, so this is a great example of why going to Venezuela was helpful. Because now, even if he could, he can't really meet all the obligations. Okay, I'm very glad to see what I'm seeing. Holy Jesus. Okay, So his hand is not very good, to say the least. Uh, huh. I think I still have to Kuzayu, right? Missile Envy is harmless, completely harmless. Nuclear Subs is very tricky and it can get ugly. Hmm. So I will have to be careful around nuclear subs, but if I roll well enough, that will be manageable. He has defectors, but he decided to not use them. I disagree with that play, but obviously the idea was to stop me from lowering the defcon and then using that fact to discard the gunman. And colonials are the only card that's very problematic for me. Okay, I have to go for Zaire basically, and that's enough. So that's good. And well, now he may try realigning Zaire because he's not taking Venezuela anyway. And that means I will probably fight for high scoring in South America this turn. The only question is what do I do if he enters Venezuela with 1-up? And I think that I actually then just use the China card and try to get everything. Like I probably do something like that. Yeah. He doesn't have any obvious ways of disrupting my position in South America other than eventing nuclear subs and then proceeding to coup two stability battlegrounds with his 1 and 2 ops, which is not the way to go. Probably that's not even something he should try. So I hope he events nuclear subs now. Then I drop Africa perfectly, and then we fight for South America. Basically, that's the plan, I guess. The problem, like what he could do that would be hard for me to respond to, would be eventing colonial rearguards in an annoying way. For example, breaking Algeria, entering Saharan states, and I don't know, something like that. And then I don't even know if I can really fight for Africa. Maybe I even shouldn't fight for Africa in that scenario. Also, crewing Colombia may be a cheaper option of getting South American domination than taking Argentina and Chile. The problem with that, of course, is that, well, I would have to coup, so I could fail, and he can coup back, so he can succeed, and so on and so on. So that's not a certainty. And when I take Argentina and Chile, he's basically screwed because he has no mechanisms of response in his hand. Yeah, he plays correctly again. Yeah, he does. He does exactly what I said. I don't want him to do. And like, props to him. That's very good. That's very good. That's a great play. And I don't think I can negotiate with that. Like, what he's going to do is realignments. So I could. There's no way for him to ever dominate me. So I could take Algeria back. Or like, do I have to fix Algeria? Because he can't really like take it. He doesn't have any free ops. What if I do some? No, that's too. Yeah, yeah. This play by him is so perfect. I respect it tremendously. That's a very good play with Colonials, and that's unfortunate for me. Mm. I could also try doing something like that. I would love to hold Brezhnev here. It would be great if I could. He doesn't have many good cards left, so maybe I just drop Africa and then start investing in South America again to get points there, and then I try to finish this game with OPEC or something like that. Yeah, that's trying to get a Africa domination here with my situation is a wishful thinking. I don't think I can do that. Ironically, I think my opponent plays very well. Ironically, the biggest mistake is probably this play with Bertrap and Gunman. I think he should just pray for Kennedy and ignore it because, like, he used his only. Yeah, that's to be expected. He used his only uh, reasonable free up, his only free up overall, to skip one turn of mine and then give it back immediately with Gunman and provide me the information about his insanely weak hand. So that's probably too safe of him. You can't really afford to be this safe when you are having such a bad hand. Right, so two approaches. I could coup Colombia or I could take Venezuela and Chile with Brezhnev. The problem with that is that then I don't get to have Brezhnev as a headline next turn, and that really hurts. I really want to have Brezhnev. I could also go for alliance and take Chile and Argentina, but then he can just steal Brezhnev with Mr. Envy. Will he though? Maybe he won't. Like maybe he just coups Zaire with it or something. Do I want to risk it? That's a hard one. I still want to get one mil up, so I could coup Colombia with Truman. But then Argentina is at 1, so he coups that with defectors, I guess. And he has no debuffs to coups, so... So what does that mean? That he needs at least 4 to get presence? No, he needs at least a 5, right? Wait, if he rolls 3, he kicks me out. Yeah, if he rolls 4, he gets his footwear, but he doesn't get the country itself. So I can still score South America for a lot. Okay, so he would need a 5 on a roll in Argentina, so I think I'm fine with it. Okay. I didn't I didn't account for that. My bad. Okay. That's fair, that's fair. Sure. I took the risk. I am paid for taking the risk. Maybe that was not necessary. I still kind of get value from it because yeah, because I got 3 Milop I missed. And he missed as well, so that's good. Okay, so the situation didn't change even slightly. So now I'm probably not trying that anymore. Now I'll probably just take Chile and Argentina with Brezhnev. Or Alliance. I really want Brezhnev. I really want Brezhnev. I could space Panama then. Or OAS. Ah, how greedy am I? I really fucking want Brezhnev. Let's try it. I hope he doesn't miss Landy now. If he does, maybe he deserves to win this game if he does use Miss Landy. You know? That would be such a good read. Okay, he didn't use it for it. Good. And he fails again. Okay, this is quite lucky for me. Whoa. Okay, so I'm not taking that back anytime soon. So he's Allende and Willie Brown. None of those matter. However, none of those is very impressive. So I think I use Latin American death squads. Can I break something? Nothing interesting. Vietnam is in the deck. I guess I can just break Laos. Well, decall is out, so maybe that's not even that significant. Europe is completely secure. I could break Iran, but I don't even have the China card to threaten Pakistan. I could just take Malaysia, ignore Vietnam for a while, take Algeria back. Or I could take Vietnam anyway. Maybe I just take Vietnam. Yeah, I think I take Vietnam regardless. Even though Vietnam revolts are somewhere out there. If there's like 50% chance that I get them, and like, well, I'm not inventing that probably. And it probably, like, it can just as well come after Southeast Asia scoring, so that's a point wasted. And also, Thailand is a potentially huge brush war target, so there's, yeah, I think that's clearly a good play on my part. Oh, Jesus. I hope this game ends soon, because now my Africa looks pretty bad. Summit! My favorite card, so maybe that's what will end this game. Huh, seriously though, I can get free from arms race. Hmm. I can potentially get two from winning in the Pakistani war, but that's of course also wishful thinking. I've got plenty of disgusting blue cards, but I can't really play. How am I managing this hand? Can I even manage this hand? I'm probably giving him OAS. So I think I'm giving him OAS, Panama, and Voice. No, there is no way I'm doing that. I'm probably holding grain sales and spacing Voice? Or I'm spacing Voice? No, I'm spacing grain sales, holding Voice, and giving him OAS and Panama. And then I still need Brezhnev to play around those cards. Arms race will probably not be useful. I expect him to have ABM or Brush or both, because ABM, Brush, and Junta are still somewhere out there. But I think I'm just going for Brezhnev. I could go for Liberation too, but I think I need more ops than I got, so yeah, of course. So ABM goes to him, so he probably hits Thailand with it. I hope he doesn't go low this time, because that would hurt. Okay, that's fortunate. So I'm taking Thailand back, that's for sure. Anything else? I could do something like that. And then if he repairs Laos, then I coup something. I don't even have a good card to coup though. Okay, but I can even coup something in Africa and that's enough. So maybe I just go for something like this. Let's try it. And even if he takes Laos, Cambodia back or something, getting access to Burma here is pretty significant, so I'm glad. Whoa! Mexico? Oh, Jesus Christ, that's huge. That's huge for me. That's very good that he missed that. Alright. So... So now I guess I can take Mexico and Laos with Summit. Probably reasonable. Yeah, kind of seems like it. Alright, so Southeast Asia looks pretty good. Now, Liberation is worth 3 ops because of Brezhnev, but it's still probably to be evented. Especially because Fidel is gone, so that's probably my best way of getting access to Cuba right now. And I have to do it relatively soon, because, well, who knows when he decides that he actually wants to go into Cuba. China card. Burma and Laos? Okay, I expect him to have Southeast Asia then. Let's do this. Actually, let's do this. Or actually, let's do this. Let's do. Normally in situations like this, you want to break Panama, I think. But here, I'm going to give him Panama Canal soon anyway, so I don't think that's the most important thing to do right now. I mean, it would kind of force him to repair that anyway, because he doesn't know I have Panama, but regardless, if he doesn't enter Cuba now, I can take Venezuela and Cuba with Panama. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate, but I think I'm just fighting for it, right? Or am I? Okay, Indo-Pakistani war will not be evented. So let's overprotect Venezuela so I can move freely with Panama Canal and fight for Cuba a little bit more, because now Cuba is very important. And I will have to start spacing soon. I mean, start spacing is a well, not really accurate way to put it. I will just have to space once and suffer the consequences of all the other cards. So probably that goes to space, that is used to coup, and that is used to repair the damage it does itself. Muslim, okay. Well, Iran for sure. Is it Iraq as well, or is it Egypt? Let it be Egypt. He has to re-enter Egypt anyway for that. I am not going to block his path by taking Iraq, if I take him out of Iraq. Okay, now I will coup, because if he has Central, I want to take away his domination immediately. Because he kind of looks like he's under pressure. This Muslim play looked like it. So maybe he will just panic drop Central America, and then I will get away with, well, a free scoring of a region that is not favorable towards me. Okay, he drops a scoring. Now I will space, and that's a success. We will getting to the advantage step by step. And what do you have for me? Shuttle. Makes sense, absolutely reasonable play. Please take OAS from me. He probably double breaks Brazil or Argentina. No, he just goes for Mexico. That's actually a reasonable play too, because now he has access to Guatemala if he wants to set up some realignments. Or maybe he has Central actually, but no, he probably doesn't. Then he would do something like Mexico, Guatemala, not double Mexico. Well, alright, makes sense. What does it mean for Europe? Not much. Italy at +1 is nothing special. And what a crappy hand is this? Jesus Christ. Okay, and I got both scorings, and I didn't get Junta or Brushwood or Salt. So that means I will just suffer. Chase the only good card here. Oh god, this is such a bad hand. It's so terrible. Um, wow. And I don't even see one small step, so I can't even start spacing this crap uh, without a fear of him just taking the VPs from the space track. If he has Junta, then Central is bad. If he has Junta, Central is potentially terrible. If he has Brush, Central is potentially terrible. If he has Special, then that doesn't change anything in Europe. Yeah, Europe is a safe one. I will go for Europe, I guess. Okay, Ask Not is not Brush yet. Whoa. Alright. So what's gone? Willy Brandt is gone, that's not a big deal. Socialists are gone, that's annoying, but whatever. Cambridge is gone, that's whatever. Portuguese Empire is gone, that's a little bit annoying, but manageable. Quagmire is gone, that's pretty sad, but also manageable, maybe it will come back. Swiss Crisis is gone, that's actually sad. And Flower Power is gone, nah, that's fine. I'm not even sure if that's a correct play, I probably would have kept Flower Power. Okay, Deathman is at 5, and I'm so scared of him having Brushford and hitting Mexico with it. Or Punta. So I don't think I care. I'm just going to drop Central immediately. I don't want to risk him having Brush in Mexico, because that can basically set the board up so that he has advantage in the final scoring if it comes to it. And by dropping Central now, I'm basically ensuring that we will enter the late war with me being able to win by war games. It's not necessarily a certainty, because like he can like control Central and redraw Central scoring on turn 7 or something like that. But in general, the chances of him getting below the 7 VPs point are not very huge. Okay, that's reasonable. Oh, that's not reasonable. Do I quit back with China? I probably could something with China. I can go for Brazil right now, but also Pakistan is open, and I mean, going Pakistan with China probably doesn't give me domination in Asia, so I probably use it for something else. Is it is it Brazil though? Maybe it's Brazil. In, if I fail in the worst case, I can use Che to defend against realignments. So maybe that's not that bad. But do I even want to use China to coup? I probably do. I want to free up Nixon, and if I fail, he has to repair Brazil, so then I get to coup Angola with Nixon or something like that. So that's probably not that bad. Okay, and I didn't even fail that, so that's good. So now Venezuela is an obvious target, but with Venezuela the situation is a little better because I can easily set up realignments there with Czech. So then he will have to struggle against realignment threats and not me, which is always a preferable option, of course. And now he basically has to go a battleground to secure his African situation, so he basically goes for Venezuela or Mexico anyway. And I can retake that. Cool. Okay, so I have survived this situation somehow. There are 8 cards, so it's basically 50-50 on him having Brush War, 50-50 on him having Salt, 50-50 on him having One Small Step. And those 3 neutral cards are all hugely important for me. I would love to know if he has them or not. Also, there are not many cards that he would have to space himself. All my cards left are playable, except for Wilbury. So he will probably not go to space before me, which is pretty annoying because that means that I will always have to live under the threat of, well, him just overtaking overtaking me on the space track. But I I don't think I want to wait with it. Yeah, Che is basically a response card here. So let's start spacing and let's stop spacing as well because that's a failure. So I guess now at least my situation is clear. So Sadat will be played, John Paul will be played, Che will be played for sure. And now I need to wait, and I don't need to play anything more because I played the China card. Okay. Salt. What are you salting? Ugh. That's disgusting. Perch. Okay, so I'm glad I don't have voice in my hand anymore. And now Angola is coolable. Do I go for it? Ah, it makes Che a lot worse. Maybe I can wait with Echo. Thailand doesn't seem to be under pressure. Maybe I just use Che now. I think I can use Che to get to not get access to Egypt. Okay. Then I guess it's Colombia. Well, that 6 there is not particularly useful compared to Sudan presence, but well, okay, at least now he has to struggle a bit more for presence in South America. I guess that's some value for it, but not necessarily a dream scenario. Maybe I should have went for Che earlier because I knew he could have sold. So maybe. Oh no! Please don't hit Mexico with it. Okay. That's disgusting. ABM Brush and Junta on his side are pretty painful, but well. It really hurts. Let's do something like that, I guess. Or maybe I just do something like that. Nah, that doesn't make much sense, does it? I don't have much time to cool anything. So maybe I just cool with John Paul and Angola right now. Okay, that's success. Okay, at least he doesn't have a good target now. So if he doesn't cool, I can try cooling Angola once more. And if he cools, I don't know, Venezuela, then I can I don't know. My situation in Africa is not very bad. Okay, he had one small step. Let's take Algeria. Or actually, let's threaten something at least. Or even better, let's do that. I'm afraid puppets will not be playable next turn, so I think I should try to resolve Libya-Egypt situation ASAP anyway, because I will be giving him puppets under purge. So I don't want the situation in the Middle East be so unclear. Okay, so that will fail. Wait, he didn't take Egypt, so he risked a lot there, but okay. Okay, and that looks like a pretty decent redraw actually. Okay, what do we have? OPEC, Comecon, Camp David. We will bury you. Okay, and he got many Tehran, Usury, South Africa, and Vietnam, U2. And I got Muslim as well, and I got Cuban as well. And Quag. So Quag is good after NORAD. So maybe I won't be giving him puppets. Muslim is a good event. We will bury you is actually not an absurd card. OPEC looks weak as hell. Cuban Missile Crisis is not really... impressive. What do I get for headlining Quag? He purges me. I quack him. I probably Kuangola anyway. He discards South African unrest and he's happy. OPEC is useless. Comecon is useless. Muslim is not bad. Maybe I get Libya. Maybe if I use Muslim to take him out of Egypt and Libya, and then I Kuangola, he enters Egypt back and I take Libya. Maybe that's what I should do. Unless he coups Tunisia in response, but then he can fail actually, so maybe that's good. I could also go for We Will Bury You, but then I just don't get to Kuangola and that sucks. Let's go for Muslim. Really? I don't know, maybe I should have gone for Will Bury You, but holy Jesus. But that's very, 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 very painful. That's very bad. Can I hold We Will Bury You? I can't really do that, right? But that doesn't seem possible. Yeah, I probably have to play Will Bury You for Ops. Okay, East European is another card he got. A pretty good one. Okay, he didn't take Egypt yet. He went for Spain instead. Maybe I should overprotect Poland then. Truman is out of the deck, so... Oh, but if he takes Canada, he's dominating me. Okay. So maybe he's right to do so. Because I'm not... Because if he does that, then I probably can't fight for domination there. On the other hand, like, there's probably nothing I could have done better about that particular thing at any point. He takes Canada and Egypt, right? No, he takes Egypt. That's fine. Let's do that. Or maybe let's overprotect Poland anyway. Or Venezuela. Yeah, I think that's right. He has 6 cards, I know 4 of them. They are not great. Not bad either. He could try eventing usury. That's probably something he should do, by the way. To break Thailand and North Korea. That would be probably the scariest thing he can do with usury. And I'm not particularly sure how I respond to that. I probably just don't. Yeah, makes sense. I can give you puppets now then. Because it's like what? Yeah, so now puppets are fine. It's weird for me that he didn't use Iron Man in Tehran, but maybe he just doesn't have much to discard. He could snipe South America, but... Well, he doesn't know I have Quagmire in hand, so he could try doing that, but he decided he prefers to enter Guatemala with it. Makes sense. Good. He had Europe, unfortunate. That's actually very fucking sad, because now it's questionable whether I will be able to remain in the War Games reach or not. OPEC will not get better, and I think at this point OPEC under purge is definitely worth less than 2 VPs, so I will just do that. And then I will give him Norad, and then I will quack him, I guess. So he has usury, South African unrest, and Vietnam. He didn't space anything yet, but it's unclear if he even has to space anything. Okay, he just gives me that and he cruise. Makes sense. Really? That's... okay, that's very scary. I have to respond to that. And I guess I will quack him last turn anyway. Unless I want to give him Camp David again and then quack him next turn, but that doesn't seem right. I think he's planning on playing Usury AR7. So I think I should block that by Quagmire. By playing Quagmire. That's probably the right thing to do. Then of course he can do that in the headline of next turn, but... I mean, I have to Quagmire... Yeah, I have to quack him anyway, because I gave him Norad, and I basically have to try it. And I'm not sure if I want to risk Quagmire getting defected next turn or something like that. So I think whatever he does, I just have to quack him. And especially if he does something like spacing South African unrest, then it's basically certainty that Quagmire is the right play. But pretty much regardless of what he does, I think it's Quag. In the worst case scenario, he will lose NORAD and skip AR7 by dropping South African unrest. And it can have a huge payoff if, for example, he stays there because he rolls badly or something. Maybe he continues his tradition of rolling sixes, and then this can be a game changer. He did it immediately, that sucks. Take India and what? North Korea, sure. I'm quaking that for sure. And he drops South African unrest, right? Please fail, maybe? Would be great. Would be so nice of you to fail. Thank you. He actually rolled a 6 again. Okay, I will take that. That gives me some hope. Terrible, terrible. Shit, not a good hand. Could have been worse. It has Junta. But it's basically a lot of crap. Do I go for Soviets shoot down call? I have UN for one card. Camp David is bad, Solidarity is bad, and Soviet shoot down is bad. I can space one of those, UN one of those, and suffer one of those, because I'm probably not spacing two of them. Alright. AWACS is playable because Muslim is gone. So, but it will give him Saudi Arabia control, and I have Middle East, which is a bad scoring for me. He's still in Quag, but it's questionable for how long he will stay there. Like, what else can I headline? Yuri is probably not worth it. I think I should go for Junta and then see what happens. Jesus Christ, really? Oh, that's so fucking annoying. Kill me. Okay. So he gets Asia's card, so that basically means that this game doesn't end in my Wargames victory. And I have to find another way. Shit. Okay, I could use Junta. Well, how can I use Junta really? I really want to dominate Middle East. I could theoretically by double breaking Egypt and Iran with Soviet shoot-down call. So I could go to Uruguay and realign Brazil, and then regardless of the result, go with Soviets to Egypt and Iran, and then drop Middle East for free and be at +2. And he's probably out of Quag at that point, so he probably coups something or takes back Brazil. The other way to play this would be to go with Junta to Panama and coup Panama and try getting domination there, and whether it works or not, I just take it with call with UN. I mean, if I roll F5, I can just take it with. I don't have to take it, and then I can go for Egypt and Iran anyway. And then I have to suffer other cards, but that's probably going to happen regardless. Okay, I am really stressed about Central this whole game, so let's go for that. Please be A5. Thank you, that's a 5. Okay, so now I can do that. Will you stay a little bit longer, friend? Please. Don't hurry. Oh. Wait, he actually didn't hurry. He actually stays. So I could even go for something like that. And take 6. This is silly. Yeah, sure, why not? Why the heck not? Let's do this. Let's do it. This is such a brute force. Yeah, coach. Okay. Okay, do I fight for more? I probably can't. Let's just drop it. Socialist. Okay, at least he can say that he didn't have enough fuel to discard because his hand was just containing potential discards. Let's drop Solidarity, I guess. Okay. And see what he does. Maybe after that Quagmire adventure, he's not that eager to space. So, okay, he coos. Ow! Stop it! Stop those 6s. Okay, at least that. And let's take 7. Ooh, that's very good. Oh god, that's so good. Unlucky, but I'm very glad that I got South America. That's okay. Oh, that's another huge turn for me. Okay, unfortunately he got War Games. Yeah, I am absolutely defending that. It kind of looks like his central. I think he has central. Okay, he probably doesn't. If he doesn't immediately drop it. Okay, he did. Oh god, that's so good. Thank you. Okay, what a turnaround. What a turnaround. Okay. Another rather underwhelming hand. Can I get killed by Mr. Envy? I can't. Willberry is gone and Olympics are in my hand, so it's basically a safe card. Let's go for it. Darkened cover. That's scary. Suez Crisis. Special is summer, so maybe the most reasonable thing to do is something like that. Shuttle is a free card for me, so maybe I just go for it. Yeah, let's use this opportunity, why not? Do I hold 5-year plan? I probably can't. CIA is in the deck, so I am probably not causing myself potential trouble. I don't think I can afford that. Unless he shows me CIA earlier, but I doubt that. Well, or maybe he will, actually. Duck and Cover is such a good headline, even if he has CIA, he might have not gone for it. It's not plainly obvious for me. Whoa, Okay, he lets me take France. I will. With pleasure. I mean, theoretically, he wouldn't know that I am unable to take it. He doesn't know that my friend is poor. Okay, he unfortunately gets that. Let's take Korea now. No one has Milops yet, so that will have to be fixed. Okay, that was a Defcon suicide for him. Flower power is nowhere to be seen, so let's try spacing. Oh, that sucks. Okay, now I need to get Milops, and then I can try spacing again, actually, maybe. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but... Because I'm playing Iron Contra into Evil Empire into Fiberton and Summit. And Evil Empire can either be played for Oaks and it gives up at least 1 BP, or I can try spacing it to get 2 VPs from the space truck. And my coup target will of course be Cameroon, because Africa is the only unscored region. For this whole game, I'm failing to get anything done in Africa, and this is very frustrating. He managed to turn around a lot with nuclear subs, and then I just don't seem to be able to ever get anything out of Africa since then. It's all my coups are either denied by rolling too low, or I have to coup something else, or yeah, or he just denies me them by playing duck and cover, for example. Star Wars into Saharan states, that makes sense, unfortunately. Yeah, let's respawn there. Let's respawn there. Latin American death squads. Death crisis. Okay, Venezuela and Argentina, that's a pretty fair choice. Death squads, Jesus. Okay, but unfortunately, again, that makes sense. Let's try spacing again, but fortunately succeeds. I actually have to be careful about Algeria because it's not obvious that I will even be able to hold on to anything in Africa. Also, France is quite risky. If he gets a third on this wall, that may turn ugly pretty quickly. And now it looks even worse. Let's overprotect France, Algeria, and Panama, because it's not gonna be realigned ever. Of course, it's worth less than Mexico, but Mexico can be easily taken away from me even when it's overprotected, and overprotecting Panama with 5 influence in Colombia, it basically ensures that Panama stays mine, and I really don't want to lose in the final scoring because Central America gets flipped to like 8 VPs for US or something like that. If he has special, he of course breaks France now, and France is not overprotected enough to avoid that, but I can't really overprotect everything. Actually, Nasser is still in the deck, right? Yeah, so that would be a huge card. However, Ames is still in the deck too, so he may discard it with Ames. Whoa, there are so many contentious cards left. Like AIMS, Africa scoring, CIA. It's Brush or ABM. That's it. Oh, CIA. Okay. What do you mean no degraders left? I just got 2 of them, buddy. What the heck? What is he talking about? He's up to something. Yeah, I may just as well lose this game. Iranian hostage crisis is good. Liberation, Willy Brandt. No degraders left. What? What's the meaning of this? I didn't get terrorism. If he terrorizes me, I can just lose. Africa scoring is terrible. Voice of America is absolutely terrible. Oh my god, this is such a bad hand. If he drew it, I would be glad, but like this. If he headlines terrorism, I'm forced to give him tear down this wall. And it's a terrifying perspective. Liberation can be played. Iranian is probably the best, let's go for it. Chernobyl. Okay, so that means that I can't really give him tear down this wall unless he explicitly, unless he chooses a different region than Europe. If he chooses Europe, I just hope he doesn't have terrorism, because I can't really give him tear down this wall now. Can I give him a coup? Maybe I just give him a coup. Maybe I space grain sales, and then... Yeah, I think... Okay, this is the play. I space grain sales. And now, if he wants to take the coup, he can take the coup. And then I space tear down this wall. That's probably my only chance. I mean, it's not the only chance per se, but it's probably my best shot at surviving this tragedy of a hand. Deco, he spaces. Shit. Okay, well, he succeeded. So I'm giving him voice. If I give him third on this wall now, he just wins the game by Europe control, right? So I just hope that he doesn't do that. That he doesn't do that. Yeah. Okay, let's try to. Let's try to limit my hand size as much as it is possible before he potentially plays terrorism. And if he plays terrorism while Defcon is at 3 and he hits something different than tear down this wall, then I guess I'm just giving up tear down this wall, and I hope that he doesn't have enough fuel to take Europe. Okay. By this, I should be able to win in the final scoring, even if he gets Africa. So now I hope he doesn't have terrorism, and if he has terrorism, I hope he hits tear down. Okay, that's GG. Yeah, no degraders left, buddy. True. Yeah, there's nothing to be done. that's just very frustrating. But there's absolutely nothing I could have done with this hand. He hit the space roll, he hit the discard. He got the card that itself doesn't give him anything, but if I get exactly grain sales and tear down this wall, then I have to give up Europe to give it to him, so he can do basically whatever he wants with it. It's truly a tragedy. There's just nothing much to be said about it. So sad. I don't know. Maybe I will rewatch this game another time and I will conclude differently, but like at this point I don't see any single thing I could have done on this turn to survive this. It was just an unplayable hand. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game. I I didn't enjoy the way it ended, but well, it happens. I will see you next time.